Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about topic the Net Promoter Scorer. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management and business related things and you want to learn about it. So let's start, friend. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, Net Promoter Scorer or NPS is basically a metric used by organization to measure customer loyalty towards their brand, product or service. Whenever we are launching any product in market or product is used by the customers with respect to brand or organization, it is important that they want to know that how many customers are basically loyal or liking their products, or how many customers are there which they uh, don't like the product. So basically there are mainly you can say three types of persons who like your product, who don't like your product, or few are satisfied and they are basically mediocre. They are basically satisfied customers. So when we are using the customer relationship CRM based strategy, company has to ask its customer one question on a scale of 0 to 10. How likely are you recommend us to a friend or colleague in a 0 to 10? NPS is measured as a score from -100 to 100. Higher scores are better, as the number informs an organization how well it's perceived by its customer. NPS is a common metric used to determine customer perception and experience. Organizations use NPS score to help find business areas that need improvement to create better customer loyalty as well. If you just see the figure here, there are mainly three types of persons: detractors, passives and promoters. The detractors are basically the red persons, you can say the unhappy customers. Basically they are a threat for your business or product and they can destroy your brand. They are we can rate the rate is 0 to 6. 0 to 6 means that they are the threat, they are the unhappy customers and they can destroy your brand. Next is the passives, which are 7 to 8. 7 to 8 means that these are the yellow base customers, yellow color, and they are the basically the satisfied customers, but they are basically mediocres. You can say if they will get any better product, they will definitely move on to that product. So these are the satisfied customer. They are good for your product. Next is the promoters. Promoters are the most loyal customers for your organizations. They will promote your product. They will recommend your product to other persons, and obviously these types of customers which are called as promoters are basically a asset for your organization because they are promoting your product. So there are mainly three types of persons: detractors 0 to 6, which are unhappy customers; passives, which are satisfied customers but they are not promoting your product; next is the promoters, which are basically most loyal persons and they are promoting your product. The formula to calculate the net promoter score is that to subtracting the percentage of detractors from the percentage of the promoter. Another way to determine the same score is to use the following equation. For example, number of promoters minus the number of detractors divide by number of responses multiply by 100. So for example, if there are 50 promoters and 30 detractors with 100 responses, for example, so the equation would be 50 minus 30 divided by 100 multiply by 100. So the NPS score will be of 20. So this is the formula to calculate the NPS: number of promoters minus number of detractors divided by number of responses multiplied by 100. Just see, for example, uh, if there are 100 responses on the website, for example, out of which you can categorize that 50 are the promoters and 30% are the detractors. So you can use the formula: number of promoters minus number of detractors divided by number of responses multiplied by 100, so that you can calculate the NPS formula. Now, what can you measure with the NPS? Friend, organizations that offer a product or service, especially like call centers, internet service providers, departmental store, healthcare providers, hospitals. So these types of organizations especially need the net promoter score. This metric helpful for determining the customer retention and loyalty. How many customers are basically loyal with your services, with your product, customer perception about your product, customer churn, and monitor organization product or service improvements. Friend, NPS is very important for these types of organization, because once they get the feedback from customers, they will identify that how many customers are happy with your customer services, with your product, and how many customers are not happy. So if they are not happy, so you can get their feedback and try to improve the things. Now, how to interpret the NPS? Friend, net promoter scorers are expressed as a score from -100 to 100. A negative score, because -100 to 100 is there, so negative score occurs when a company has more detractor than promoter, and a positive score occurs when a company has the inverse. So that means simple, the score ranges -100 to 100. If a score is positive, so that means promoters are more. If a score is negative, so that means the detractors or the persons are more unhappy with your product. Simple. A good NPS is typically considered any score above a 0. Okay, any score which is above than 0 will be considered as a good score. Okay, since this means the organization has more promoters than passive or detractor. Passive are those persons which are satisfied with your product, but they are mediocre, or they can be easily changed from passive to detractor. A bad NPS likewise is considered any score below 0. So simple, friend, simple means if the NPS is above than 0, that means it is good. If NPS is below 0, that means it is bad. NPS above than 0 means that promoters are more are liking your product. If NPS is below 0, so that means detractors or customers are more unhappy with your product, service, or customer services. So the main objective of NPS is to improve the services so that you can provide better customer services, and you can improve the things. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you.